Hey, what's going on, everybody? Lamar here, about to watch and react to another episode of The Expanse. This is Season 2, Episode 6, Paradigm Shift. I think I said that right, Paradigm Shift. Yeah. Real quick recap on the last episode. Basically, Julie and the proto-molecule were one. And she was basically controlling the ship. The proto-molecule, because she thought it was like her ship, the Razorback. And she was basically trying to rush home, which took the entire. I don't even know what powered it. Like, it didn't even say what actually powered the ship. It just channeled energy and put it in the back and like propelled it somehow. Yeah. And it was just heading toward her, like home, which was Earth for her. And basically, Earth freaked out. They thought it was, the Arrow station coming after them. You even had like I don't know if he was a general or like a commander that was there, basically saying, oh, this is what Mars is trying to do. This is what the OPA is trying to do. They just want to, destroy us. So it was really dumb. Like he freaked out on like everything. It's like immediately everything's war. Everything's immediately war. So it's time to like blow something up. It's just crazy. And yeah, we also saw like Earth's natural. The reaction they had to do. It made the most sense because there is a asteroid coming toward them. So they basically unlock their missiles and shoot nukes toward Arrows, and Arrows went stealth somehow as well. That's another thing which I don't understand. How Arrows somehow went off the radar and went stealth for a bit. So they had to. It's basically where everyone had to meet up and it had to put all the resources together for a bit because there was like a greater threat. Like why was this thing like basically going after Earth? And Fred Johnson's contacted Earth and basically said, I have control of a ship, and then we can point the lasers at Arrows. Give me control of your missiles so we can go toward them and blow up this station. And the ship, of course, was a Rocinante, so James Holden's in there, and like everyone's seeing his face, and like it was so many things because everything happened around James Holden. Essentially, it's like Julie and James basically it's kind of the center of focus because everything happened based on their choices. And it was like crazy because she was trying to go home. They had to try to paint it, so they had to go it was like 15 G's. Where like their body was stressed out. They shoot the liquid stuff that basically like I don't know, so their body doesn't get destroyed or something. I don't know what's happening. I'm not a scientist. I'm not gonna try to explain that. But yeah, they have to get juice so they can actually try to keep up with Arrows as that was going along. And it was like crazy. So yeah, and then Miller ended up going with Julie, like a reanimated version of Julie from this whole thing, because it can reanimate people or their consciousness or something like that. It does something. It's really hard trying to figure out what the proto crew actually does. I think that's what the scientists want to say. Let it learn and do it its own thing. But I don't know. It got crazy. So Miller convinced like the proto molecule of Julie to essentially go to Venus, and they crash into Venus. So Miller's dead, Julie's dead, but I mean the proto molecule is really weird because I don't think that's gonna be how the entire story is gonna end, right? So I think it's gonna come back because I mean it came back from a dead body, so it crashing, if it's not completely destroyed, I think it can just come back. So they'll probably explain that in the next couple episodes. So everything's going on. We'll see what happens with the missiles. Because the missiles are still in the open. Essentially, I don't know if Fred's gonna like take them because he even said it's like they're gonna think that we stole the missiles and all that. We stole those nukes. So it's gonna ramp up. It's gonna be like something crazy. I'm done talking. So let's get to this episode. Let's see what this is about. Let's go. Wait, why are the rocks going stealth?
Mars had been a colony for a long time, and it
was
filled with the best scientists and technologists humanity had to offer. We were ready to govern ourselves and start a new nation of our own, but everything we built, or mined, or made was still the property of old Mother Earth. I was a fusion drive engineer. My wife, Katie, wanted to start having babies, like all good Martians do, but I convinced her that we should buy a second-hand yacht for me to tinker around with instead. I'd been modifying the engine to boost fuel efficiency. I wasn't expecting much, maybe 4% better tops, and I was taking it out for a test run.
Commence pre-flight check.
The voice interface had been problematic from the start. The original owner was Chinese, so I turned the damn thing off.
So who's this
The
dude?
rest, I guess, is history.
Okay. See what you can do.
My name's Solomon Epstein. And I changed everything.
The consensus is that Eros was a test of a new Martian zero inertia drive. It's the single most plausible explanation. It is, of course, possible that it was something else. Whatever it was, it's clearly the greatest technological leap since the Epstein drive. And if it is a weapon...
Oh, the guy was named
depleted state of our
Epstein. The
missiles,
Epstein drive was...
it's a weapon that will conclusively tilt the balance of power in favor of Mars.
That's why they showed him.
The Rocinante was closest to Eros than anyone. They
Sam
might have
Huntington.
more insight into...
The Rocinante and James Holden have gone silent, along with Fred Johnson and the Martian government. So we'll just have to be insightful on our own.
Where are we on the impact site mission?
We've commandeered a civilian survey vessel and are refitting it with our best sensors and probes. We're also reinforcing the hull to allow us to get closer to the surface. If there's anything left of Eros down there, we'll find it. We'll be on our way to Venus in a week.
Can you imagine? Must have been like on Earth, watching Eros coming at you with no way to stop it.
I'm amazed Earth and Mars didn't blow each other up out of sheer panic.
Well, there's still time for that. A proto-molecule turned an asteroid into a spaceship.
You still want to destroy our sample?
Yeah. Now more than ever. Miller wanted to destroy it too, you know.
Miller told me he trusted us to do the right thing, and we did.
I wonder if he knew that his trip to Eros would be one way.
I think part of him never left that terrible little room where we found Julie.
When I said we had to keep following Eros, I was ordering you and Amos and Alex to your deaths. None of you even questioned it.
It was the right thing to do. We all felt the same.
I don't want to be the one who says who lives and who died.
Whether you like it or not, you are the captain of this ship.
So in the interests of the smooth operations of this vessel and the morale of this crew, I just wanted to let you know that Naomi and I are together, sleeping together.
When did it start?
Just after we got out of Eros.
I knew it.
God, yes!
I told you. Arrows, didn't I say?
Yeah.
You know some bet, man. Give me that arm. I can't believe I agreed to this. All right, go ahead. Take a shot.
What the hell was that?
That's because I like you, brother.
He said it was a punch.
I know. I didn't want to hurt you.
Answered.
Hey, I'm glad that me and Naomi being together isn't an issue for you.
Oh, no. She's a good person, and I like her, but she's like a sister to me.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd do her if she let me.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Oh my god.
Hey, Chief. You got a second?
Yeah.
This is all the telemetry of the nukes the UN launched against Eros.
They detonated them after they lost target lock. That makes sense what the abort codes are for.
Yeah, except nearly 30 of them kept on going. Long after all the others aborted.
Where are they now?
That's the million-dollar question. Well, I got no clue. Rossi lost track of them when we were chasing Eros. 30 of them didn't get that self-destruct message. They just kept on going. Who knows where? Kind of an unsettling thought, don't you think?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, so Fred Johnson took him? They turned him off somehow? Wait, so that's how you can catch nukes? Just in a net?
My drive was working better, way better than I ever expected. Fuel efficiency was through the roof, 100 times better than anyone had even thought possible. A once-in-a-generation breakthrough. And that was the whole problem. Acceleration was making my body so damn heavy it was getting hard to even move.
Ah!
But it wasn't the worst part.
Broke his arm to
I guess
gravity?
the most dangerous thing about being in a high G burn is that if it goes on too long, it'll kill you.
Wait, so how do people know about him then? If he didn't, like, make it?
Suddenly, Eros, the entire asteroid, moves in a way that practically defies every single known law of physics. Now, Janus thinks that means there's a new Martian weapon. But ask yourself this question. Does it make any sense at all that Mars would want to test their groundbreaking technology in a biohazard zone that they themselves created.
I suppose not.
So what if this bioweapon isn't a bioweapon after all? What if it is responsible in some way we can't yet fully understand for Eros moving? I believe Eros was infected by an entirely new order of technology, something from somewhere else, somewhere beyond the reach of our species. I believe the Eros incident was our first contact with alien life. I need to get to Venus. You can pull the strings and get me on that ship. I will be your eyes and your ears. I'll be your own private back channel to everything we find, unfiltered by Janice and Aaron Wright. Let me prove I'm right.
The heroes of Eros! And Josephus Miller, with his final words, he said to me, "You are the future, Diogo. You must continue to fight for the belt." Who?
Seriously, the last thing he said to you was, go get laid?
These aren't rock hopper mining nukes. These are planet busters, designed to evade the best defense systems. If the wrong person picks them up, it could be a problem.
Especially if they're smart enough to remove the countermeasures. The missiles could be retargeted and sent right back at the inners. Or anyone else in the system for that matter.
No, they know, they took it.
This doesn't seem to be bothering you. Why is that?
Yeah, they took him.
Because I've got the missiles.
Yeah.
After
Obvious.
the UN gave us guidance control, our techs were able to lock out some of the abort codes and override the drives.
We scooped them up and brought them back to Tycho.
We could use some help removing the countermeasures.
What are you planning on doing with them?
Nothing. Sometimes that's the best plan of action.
The only thing those weapons are good for is first strike.
But they're good for a lot of things. They can be used as deterrents or a bargaining chip.
Earth and Mars are still in the dark about the proto-molecule. We need to tell them everything we know about it. We need to tell everyone.
It kind of makes
Exactly
sense.
what should we tell them?
Yeah, at least so the belt has
Alien
missiles now.
technology
Or
that
Tycho
we
Station at
barely
least.
comprehend. That would cause system-wide panic. Until we get more information, we need to keep this under wraps. Eros changed everything. Earth and Mars are scared, and whenever that happens, Belters always lose. Our first priority is to protect ourselves, and that means we're gonna take advantage of every edge we've got.
Burn hard, 20 G's, and your whole boat is vibrating underneath you, about to shake herself apart. And then all the blood leaves your brain. Everything goes dim. Bam! The pump of that juice hits you like an ice-cold bullet in the spine, and you are out there flying. Just on pure instinct, no time to think. Because if you think, you're dead.
We need better things for Tinker.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Me do 2 team ships. Irrite gote fadan recycle.
Go back for the cockatoo. Impelesto. Minatus Vampro.
Oh, hey. Hold on there, partner. Whoa. Better back off and settle down, you hear? The hell?
Oh shit! It's gonna fucking stop him. You gotta stop him. Oh my god.
You okay? What are you doing here? You live here or something?
Yeah, I got a flat next door.
Yeah.
Just got somebody like stomped out right there.
What do you want?
I want to know where you and I stand.
Would have thought that was pretty clear by now.
It isn't. Now, I've been straight with you since the first time I approached you after the Donninger. I have done exactly what I said I was going to do. But now I'm getting the feeling that you're not being straight with me.
Well, I understand paranoia is a natural state of mind for a soldier.
After you left Eros with Miller, first time, on your way back, you cut thrust for nearly 5 hours. What for?
It's none of your goddamn business.
At the rate my drive was burning, my fuel was gonna last for weeks. Which I have to say was amazing. Aside from the fact that I'd be dead long before then. The only thing I could do was try to signal for help. Even though I couldn't talk, Katie would realize that I was in trouble. She'd figure out a way to help me.
Wow. Man, out of range. Wait, so who found him then? Oh, he recreated the helmet he had on what was that station called? He redid it? For what?
Got a minute?
What's on your mind?
I think we should let people know about Miller and Julie Mao. Nothing about the protomolecule, just about them, a Belter, and an Earther who was an OPA member that sacrificed themselves to save the cradle of humanity. The Inners need to hear that.
You're going to turn them into a story.
I want people to know about Miller. He was a good man.
He was a pain in the ass, suicidal ex-cop who got the job done. Okay, I'll do it.
Gotta go. Thank you.
Fred saw what the protomolecule did to Eros, and now he's going to squeeze every ounce of information out of Kodazar's head to figure out how it works. He wants to control it.
Fred's trying to protect the belt.
Or so he claims. It's too dangerous to leave our sample out there anymore. We have to destroy it. If any side believes they have a strategic advantage by using the protomolecules, then eventually someone will. And then we're going to have another Eros, or worse. The only way to prevent that is to destroy it. All of it, while we still can.
Dresden wasn't working alone. Do you seriously believe we've got the only remaining sample in the system?
We just might. Phoebe, the original source, was destroyed. We broke Dresden Station down to the bolts. Nothing was there. And Eros burned up in Venus. We are this close to getting rid of it once and for all. It's done.
Yeah. It's done.
As far as why it goes like in a weird line. Did she not send it? Epstein! What's he doing?
Sooner or later, it happens to us all. Maybe you see it coming. Maybe it surprises you. But in a sustained high G burn, what usually kills you is a stroke. And lying there on my deathbed, all I could think about was what happens next. I'd never give Katie a child, but she had the plans for my drive. They'd make her rich for the rest of her life. Because with my drive, the Epstein drive, Mars would be able to move outward, mine the asteroids, colonize the belt, and remake the solar system. That's the wonderful and terrible thing about technology. It changes everything.
Jupiter? Ganymede and Agriculture Station. Oh, Ganymede.
Those UN grunts are definitely loaded for bear.
You really believe Earth is going to try to take this station?
Why else would we be here? To guard soybeans, apparently.
You wanted action, Stickman.
You got it.
Is this what passes for action with you Navy type, sir?
Look on the bright side, Marine. At least you're finally off the bus.
Maybe shoot the soybeans, sir.
Only if they shoot first. Stickman, you're getting a little close to the UN line. Back off, maintain 2 clicks minimum separation.
Understood. Overwatch. Stickman 1 out.
Backing off. Don't want to make the Blues nervous.
Oh, it's like the DMZ zone? I mean, the DMZ?
Boom.
Hey, Alex.
What the hell are you doing?
Fixing the Martian flag.
You're defacing it, Picasso.
I'm making it accurate. Deimos ain't a moon anymore. It's just a bunch of rock.
That is not funny.
I disagree. It makes me smile every time I walk past it. Do you want to do something about it?
Is this your messed up way of telling me you're sorry?
Was it messed up? The way I see it, there's only 3 kinds of people in this world. Bad ones, ones you follow, and ones you need to protect.
But so I'm the one you need to protect, is that right?
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
I let a breaching pod where 25 people get blown to pieces in order to protect you.
I'd suggest discharging the gyros first. A lot of missiles countermeasures trickle backup power from the guidance systems.
Okay, thanks. I wasn't expecting your help.
Belters have to help each other. No one else will. Mogufo todu check da suki defa.
Che vedo pensare todo him, non te mi vedi.
That's nice. Epstein. Oh, that's why they keep referencing Epstein.
Stickman, this is Overwatch.
We're heading into Ganymede's shadow. We will be in visual blackout for the next 48 minutes.
Continue patrol and do not linger on the border.
This is Stickman 1. Understood. What do we have here? It's not one of ours. It's definitely unarmed. Probably just an unlicensed ag drone from one of the greenhouses. Copy that.
Oh, what's happening?
Overwatch, this
It's
is
like
Stick.
flashing
We
rifles,
reached
what's that?
string movement on the UN line. 6 Marines. About 2.3 clicks out on foot, closing fast. They appear to be charging us. They're jamming us! Overwatch, are you there?
Oh, this is start of war? This is what starts it?
Stickman, are you under attack?
The comms are being jammed from the surface. We need to boost our signal.
Sorry, sir, we're still on blackout. 1 minute out.
God damn it, I need a surface visual now!
What's happened? Wait, who's firing? What are they shooting?
They are engaging in orbit. Hold fire! Not our problem. Spread out, make a line, 500 meters. 500 meters, we're not able to engage. That line, you will fire. Do you understand, Marine?
Ah, good.
They're holding their ground. So this is what starts the war. What caused it? What started it? Wait a minute. Wait, they're shooting out of the way. They're shooting behind them. Oh my god, that looks so beautiful, but it's kind of terrifying as well. But that looks so amazing. Like, the artists of this thing, they touched it. Oh shit. So who fired upon them? So this is what starts the war then. This has to start a war then. They're all dead. Oh wow. So wait, who attacked who? Oh, she's alive. She's alive. Okay, cool. What is that? What is that? What? Okay, that was episode 6, and there's a lot of stuff happening. First of all, like, there was some type of creature that was there. I'm assuming it's made out of like proto-molecule because it had like that blue kind of glow on it. But maybe it's like another science experiment or something, like something else. But it was walking around and it was chasing the Earthers, because like if you watch them as they spread out and they're like, it was like flashlights. So I'm assuming they were firing upon something, and then like you see this thing in the background like running at them, and it was like I assume they were trying to fire at this thing, trying to kill it. But while that's happening, you also had like a space battle for some reason. Like what caused that? I think Ganymede Station is the start of a war. Like it's like the, basically like the shot of her around the world. Like that's what starts a war between like Earth and Mars, because something happened. Like the station and the system, whatever was up in space, like that was like crashing down, and I think that's what killed most of those Martians. Gunnery Sergeant Draper, she made it. She saw the thing, so I don't know what the influence of that is, because like even the command ship, like that got shot. So like what else? Like Miller is like respected as a hero. He's basically like a war hero or something like that. They're trying to kind of push it off as kind of a love story kind of thing. We got to find out about the Epstein drive, which was like a drive that like this guy made. But the thing is, like, who found him? Or did they just follow his work because he like just disappeared eventually? And it's like, okay, let's test out his drive and let's see if this actually works, because like it's everywhere. People kept on like referencing it. They kept on showing it, like, oh, this 137 years ago, like he created this drive, and because of that discovery, we were able to do all this awesome stuff, and like that's amazing. But it's just like, well, you gotta remember, like Tycho has like a bunch of thermonuclear warheads now, or missiles, right? And he was able to stop 30 of them from like self-destructing. So now the belt has like missiles, so they can like, I don't know, trade, or just for defense, or so you can't just push around the belt. You can actually like make some fair like trades or something when it comes to the belt, and when it comes to Tycho Station. So like, but I still don't know like what started the actual battle in space, because you see that drone, Like I don't know, it feels like that drone was like monitoring everybody, and then like when everything like start popping off and like things start shooting and blowing up, and like it came back around. I was like, oh, let me check on everybody here. Like that to me seems like that was like someone like testing something. Like they tested out that creature because it didn't have a suit. Number one, like they're on a planet that apparently it doesn't have like oxygen. You can't breathe in space. There's nothing to breathe, so it doesn't have a suit. But it was just like out there like crawling around. So whatever that thing is able to walk around without a suit. So I don't know if it breathes or something, but like that, it's so much stuff happening. Like this is not like gonna start a war or like cause a war, like push it toward it. You got to see Secretary General Christian. She was she's telling people if they want to start doing this stuff with all these personal projects, if the government's gonna come in, we're gonna like take your asses, we're gonna put you in your place, like that kind of like overbearing government kind of thing. But like there's so much stuff happening, and like I can't wait to see where this next episode goes. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, put that stuff down below. And as always, have a great one. I'll see y'all later. Take it easy.